Hello everybody, welcome to Priestess Talk. I'm actually super excited about today's talk because it's actually one of my mission statements for even getting into spirituality in the first place. It is the unity of the spiritual world with the physical world. So if you think about it, having the spiritual world completely separate from our physical existence makes no sense. We don't separate our emotions from the physical world. It's not like, all right, my body does this, and then at this specific time, my emotions will react accordingly. Or, we don't separate our mental. We have the physical, the mental, and the emotional. And then it's like we put the spiritual over here, and it makes absolutely no sense. So what I want to talk about, and one of the things that I'm incredibly passionate about, is actually helping people to integrate their spiritual life into their physical life. Spirituality should be an enhancement of the physical world, not a detractor. And that's one of the big problems I have with a lot of spiritual paths right now, is people use them as an escape. They use them as a way to avoid their life. They use them as a way to kind of take away from their physical world. This is one of the reasons why grounding is so important, because when you are grounded, your feet are firmly planted on the earth. You are here, present in the physical world. That does not mean, though, that you should not be benefiting and receiving information and knowledge from the spiritual world. That is one area that I'm incredibly passionate about helping people attain, is that we are physical beings, but we are also spiritual beings. We have a spiritual component to us, and that spiritual component can actually enhance and empower our life here. Our psychic senses give us knowledge and insight into the world around us. It allows us to perceive threats. It allows us to pick up on dangers. It also allows us to receive information and get help in areas that we need it. Our ability to communicate with our spirit guides and companions, they are a huge asset. They see the world in layers that we can't even imagine, and they can help guide us and direct us through those layers and help us avoid having tragedy and downfall. They can guide us through the safest path to getting what we want. So it's very empowering when you actually walk with your spiritual side. Your spiritual side should be an enhancement of your physical side. It should never take away from your life here. It should never be a distraction, and it should never stop you from actually living. You should be able to experience the fruits and the bounty of this world, and you should be able to enjoy your time here. I've always believed that spirituality is a part of that. It's a part of this world. We've just been absolutely cut off from it. We're basically conditioned from the time that we're a child to separate the spirit, to even see the spirit as fantasy. The spiritual aspect is something that is pushed away from us. If you look, though, the most successful people in the world have integrated their spiritual side into them. It's a part of them, and they move through life as a physical and a spiritual being. That is one of the foundational aspects of success, is being able to walk fully integrated in spirit and in body, utilizing both of them to attain and manifest what you want and desire. That is part of our journey here, and that's part of the experience it is to be on this physical plane. We shouldn't be living in horror and misery and poverty. We should be utilizing our gifts and embracing everything that we are. Quite often, the spiritual side of us is our best sides. It's our creative sides, our genius, the sides that society rejects and doesn't want to acknowledge. That is what gets shoved into our spiritual side. It gets locked away, and then we don't bring it out. We go through life living a mundane existence, never realizing our potential and never claiming the power that's inside of us. Your spiritual side is powerful. Your psychic gifts and your ability to shift and change the energies around you allows you to manifest, and it allows you to create the life that you desire. It's all integrated, and it's all part of this. The law of attraction, the law of magnetism, all these different universal laws, They're all woven into spirituality. Spirituality enhances them and it empowers them. If you want to walk a fulfilled life, you need to integrate your spiritual side. You can't be cut off from that. So many people are cut off from who they are. When you're cut off from your spiritual side, you're cut off from your truth. You're cut off from that unique spark that makes you who you are. This is why we see so many people walking through the world almost as if they're just going through the motions of life. They're not living, they're just existing. They're on autopilot. Spirituality grounds you. It brings you back to the present and it forces you to take a look at your life. Is this really what you want? Is this really where you're going? When you are fully integrated, when you are a conduit of spiritual energies, you are inspired. Creativity flows through you. Your path opens up to you. The world opens up to you. Opportunity flows to you. You find your path. You find your purpose. You find your calling. That comes from connecting with the spiritual side. In the ancient times and in a lot of Eastern cultures, the spiritual aspect is integrated with the physical. Different cultures see both sides as important. They're important and they're valid and they're needed. It's sad because in a lot of Western cultures, we've actually separated the two. We've separated the two and we've shunned spirituality in a way. The spiritual aspect, the mystical aspect, and the magical aspect of the world has kind of been pushed aside. We've been told it's irrelevant. It's not important. It's fantasy. It's fake. Well, all that stuff you experience is just your imagination. No, that is the sides of yourself which allow you to connect to the world, which allow you to navigate through the world. That's your instinct. That's your intuition. That's your ability to gain insight and knowledge. Your spiritual side can connect to the archives. It can connect to various wells of information that download into you. You can learn so much from just tapping into your spirit and going with it. Your spiritual side can guide you to the resources and to the information that you need to really take charge of your life and really take hold. Your empowerment comes from being integrated with your spiritual side. When you are integrated with your spiritual side and you have that connection, then you are strong, you are confident, and you are capable of moving forward. It's really interesting. I actually think that the separation of the spirit is actually an element of mind control, and I'll tell you why. Because when you separate somebody from their spirit, you actually can control them. You can dictate to them what it is that they should do. You can guide them, shift them, and bend them to your will. They become kind of like a drone, which we've seen that in society today. We see a lot of people that basically are just drones. The individual aspect of who we are at our core has been suppressed. And it's been suppressed because that is the spark of freedom that allows us to move forward. It's interesting because I have seen so many comments, and I find this really interesting, of people saying that Lucifer is not a fallen angel. He was always an angel. What the heck is so wrong with being a fallen angel? What is so wrong about that? Why are we so programmed to think that these things are wrong? He fell. We all fall. That's the point. That's the point of his story. We all fall. We fall into darkness. We fall into darkness because that's where we discover the lost aspects of ourselves. That's where we discover our truth, and that's where we discover who we are. The journey of Lucifer is one of empowerment and self-discovery. He fell into darkness because darkness is where he was reborn as his true self. That is the story of Lucifer. That is his story. He rebelled. He rebelled against what he didn't like. He rebelled against what wasn't true to him. And so he fell from that reality. How many of us have gone through the same thing? How many of us have fallen from the reality that somebody else wanted for us? So many people have these expectations and these beliefs for us. They have these stories concocted in our head of what we will do. And nobody ever bothered to ask us if that's what we wanted. So many people walk through life completely blind to their truth, completely blind to who they are at their core, forced to live basically an identity that's not theirs. They're forced to basically conform to the will of somebody else. The story of Lucifer shows us that falling is not the end of the world. Falling can actually be the most empowering thing in the world, because when you walk through your darkness, you understand your darkness. When you can walk with your darkness as a friend, as an ally, then together you are strong. You are unified as a holistic being. This is one of the areas that I'm so passionate about teaching, because it's one of the areas that spirituality often neglects. Spirituality likes to say that when we ascend, we will be all light. I am not going to be all light. No. I am not. I am proud of my dark energy. I am proud of the beautiful darkness that moves through me. Dark is not bad. Dark is beautiful, and dark is powerful. So no, when I leave this world, I will not be turning into a being of pure light. I will be integrated. I will be whole. I will be holistic. I will be both. I will be the aspects of light and the aspect of darkness, and I will embrace those. I embrace my darkness as a friend. My darkness is my ally, and that's why people fear the demons. They fear the demons because the demons understand this. They understand the concept of darkness and light, and they understand the darkness as a friend and ally. They understand that, and they walk with it. That's why people see them as dangerous, because they're not controllable and they're powerful. When you walk with your darkness, you are not controllable and you are powerful. When you understand all the aspects of your subconscious mind, you cannot be twisted and manipulated by the mind control of others. You cannot be bent to the... There's a plane overhead. Right in the middle of my speech. Good job, plane. We'll let it go. You cannot be bent to the will of others. You cannot fall to their will and desire. You have a strong mind. You have a strong body. You have control over your emotions, and you are fueled by the essence of spirit, your spirit, and not just a light spirit, the darkness. That is the beautiful element that I am so excited to start helping people to embrace, is integration and understanding of the darkness within them and accepting it as beautiful and divine. There are so many paths of darkness that one can walk, so many paths that we can explore, that we can discover, that we can actually understand and align with ourselves. There's so many different layers, and each one of us is unique, and each one of us opens up new areas to explore and discover. That is part of the beauty of darkness. That is part of the individuality of it. So fall into darkness is the greatest adventure the soul can take, because it's where you will meet with your dark half and where you will become whole. You will unite with yourself. So many people, we are taught to shun our darkness, to repress our darkness, to push it away, to ignore it. But that is so damaging. It's so damaging, because that's a part of who we are. It's our essence. It is who we are at our core. And if we can't accept who we are, how can we accept anything? How can we accept the beautiful gifts that we have? How can we accept that? When you embrace your darkness, when you embrace that power, you find a new version of yourself. You become whole. The darkness is not your enemy. The darkness is in all of us. Some people are more light than others. This is true. We are on a spectrum of darkness and light. Some people it's very light. Some people it's very dark. It is, and it's not just a spectrum that goes like this. It goes like this, and like this, and like this, and like this. It is a scale. It is a beautiful, beautiful scale. And finding your place on it is one of the most powerful things you can do. Finding out where you are, where your energies fit in, where your energies blend in. Finding your spiritual side and integrating it can help you answer so many questions about yourself. It can explain so many phenomena about who you are, the things you like, how you acted as a child. I know when I started really exploring my spiritual side and really embracing myself, I started to understand myself on a whole nother level. I started to understand why I was like this. I started to understand myself. And that helped me to develop confidence. It helped me to develop my own power. And it helped me to move forward into life. It helped me to be strong and confident. So that is the power of unifying the physical world with the spiritual world. And not only that, when you embrace your spiritual self, embracing both the light and the darkness, and embracing the darkness as a friend, because your darkness is a strong ally. When it is repressed and pushed down into the deep recesses of the subconscious mind, it can command and control you. But when you accept that side of you, when you accept what it is, you can harness that power and direct it where you want it to go. You can use it to enhance your journey here and enhance who you are on this path. You will become holistic and you will become whole. Integrating the lost pieces of yourself is so important, because it will help you not only attain the skills that you need to make your dreams come true, it will also help you to discover who you are and to feel comfortable in your own skin. It will help you to make sense of your identity here and make sense of who you are as an individual. It will answer some of the deepest and most painful questions about your being. It's such a powerful journey to take, the integration of your darkness and the integration of your spiritual side. It's something that's absolutely important. It's so important. And it's something that I'm going to be bringing you more content on to help you learn and to help you figure out how to do this for yourself so you can experience the power that comes from this and the freedom. Lucifer is about freedom. His fall was about being free. It's about being free and being true to himself, which isn't that what we all want? Isn't that what we're looking for? And I'm going to end this video on that note. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. And if you have any suggestions or questions, please leave them below in the comment section. I do read the comment section, and one of your questions might be featured in a future video. So thank you so much, and I hope you guys have an amazing, wonderful, and empowered week. Remember, the darkness is not your enemy. The darkness, when integrated, is your greatest ally. Till next time, guys. Bye!